Hey everybody, welcome back to another Fost Plays. Right now, I'm gonna play Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Now, for those who've never heard of the franchise or played it, it was Metal Gear Solid 3, but it wasn't like the very third game in the series. It's actually supposed to be a prequel in the storyline. Unfortunately, it was a really sad prequel. Not sad as in like poor gameplay or anything, but like the storyline at the end was just so sad. A lot of emotions behind this game. Out of all the games I played, though, the Metal Gear franchise was really good. I would give them an A+ for storyline. Now gameplay, I give them an A. It wasn't bad, but if you played the different games, you wish that they would put some of the things that were in this game in either like new or old. Like I think in this one, they have where you're using CQC, close quarters combat. You can grab a guy and just chuck him to the ground and he passes out. Now, they didn't do that with 1 or 2. Now, I get why they didn't do it with 1. It was PS1 graphics and everything. Back then, it was just punching and kicking and shooting. But with Metal Gear Solid 2, it was a little more designed better. And like you can choke the enemy in number 2 and like use them as a I wouldn't say like a riot shield, but something that to catch the bullets. But yeah, they didn't put in the throws or anything in Sons of Liberty. Now on Metal Gear Solid 3, they actually put in the first 2 games that I think were like on Super Nintendo or something like that. I forgot what it was on. But I never really... I played a little bit of them, like a while back when this first came out, but I never beat it. So I ended up just looking on YouTube for the endings and everything. And even those games, the storylines were good. And even like all the old storylines, they'll always kind of talk about it in future games. But like in the prequel, at the very end, it tells you, it goes right into the Sons, the Les Enfants Terribles project, the Twin Snakes Were Born, and how Miller died. Well, if you don't know, in the first Metal Gear, not like first in the series, but Metal Gear Solid, Miller was one of Snake's contacts. And like towards the end of the game, you find out it wasn't Miller; it was Liquid. That's because Miller, who was in, he's in Peace Walker, or no, that's right, he's not even in this game, so it doesn't mention him. But in Peace Walker, it mentions that he dies, and the reason for that was Liquid killed him and assumed his identity. But all right, enough of me chatting. Let's go ahead and get into this, because I could really talk about this game for hours. Alright, load game. I don't know if I have any new save data, because I'd like to start from the beginning and like do this in episodes. I don't. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and create a new game. Now, I really don't remember what these were for, why it asked these, but it's funny because if this game first came out, it still had the option, I like MGS3. Well, that's kind of weird considering when you're first playing this, not just this game, well, yeah, this game, not just the franchise, it states, I like MGS3. Well, what the hell? Oh, and I'm going to like it without playing it? But I think I first chose I like MGS1 And I didn't really see any change of what it did, so I'm actually gonna do 3. I don't know if it had something like to do with, oh, you can throw people or not, or what it changes. I think I'm gonna do normal. Now I actually beat this game on European Extreme, and the difference between Extreme and European Extreme,
after the end of World War
you can't get caught.
the world was split into 2.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and try to skip the
This
storyline
marked
here.
the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
But we really don't need to get into storyline. We're just here to watch me play. But yeah, there was a lot of cool things about this game. One of them being that the snake that you thought this wasn't him. It was actually Big Boss, and the snake in the other games was his his copies.
You copy. You're already in enemy territory.
Ironic, but yeah, when I first played Metal Gear Solid, I didn't think about, oh hey, he's got a or he was a copy of a CIA agent or anything. I didn't think anything about it. I did get into the storyline. Yeah, you just saw me punch at nothing, which at first I didn't think it was nothing. I thought it was a snake on the ground. I was going to capture it for food. And see, that's another thing about this game that was cool. If you capture, or if you kill snakes or any wild animal, if you save and not play for a while, your food's going to rot over time. Now, see, that was really something cool that I thought they did with the game. Kind of realistic. Now, of course, if you you beat it and you go and save at a certain point and don't play for a really long time, then you're like, oh great, all my food's rotten. Now, on the PS3, they took a few things out which I'm not happy about. There was a little Easter egg where you're in a cell, and if you go to sleep and save and restart the game, you wake up in like a little dream mini game. Now, it at first freaked me out because I ironically saved when I first played it and didn't even know about this Easter egg, and I turned it on and I thought, wait a minute, did I pop in the wrong disc? And I went and took the disc out, loaded it back up, and it was freaking out again because it went back to the same thing. I was like, what the heck's going on? So I ended up just pushing through it, and it turns out it was a snake dreaming, and I was like, oh, okay. That was kind of weird. But it was kind of funny. It kind of reminded me of, like, if you ever played The Bouncer, it was on PS2. Great game. Never knew why they didn't make a sequel. But if you ever played that, it was like that mixed with Kingdom Hearts with the blades. It's another great game that I wish to record, but I don't have it on here, is Kingdom Hearts. Specifically number 2. I didn't really care for number 1.
Snake, your
number 1 was kind of a pain in the ass. But if anything, if I was to record something from Kingdom Hearts, it'd be the fight with Sephiroth. I love fighting Sephiroth. Night night. Night night. Now see, if I had the spirit camo, I would have just snuck around these dudes and threw them to the ground. Unfortunately, I don't have such items since I just restarted. I kind of hate that my vision does that. Now, I haven't been caught yet. But see, like right there, my controller got stuck. And that happens to me a few times playing this game. I don't know what it is, but it usually ends up getting me caught. But here's another funny little thing. I just saw a hornet's nest, and it swarms this guy full of bees. And see, there's two people up there, and they get swarmed by the bees as well. See, now they all run. And actually, I think there's a guy in between that overpass right there. And I forgot about him one time when I was playing this, and I ended up getting caught. Now, I don't see him, so I think I'm pretty safe to advance. Now, this area up ahead here is where I usually get caught most of the time. I mean, there's some times that I don't, but most of the time I do. Now, I'm actually doing this playthrough, and I'm going to try my best never to get caught. Because usually getting caught's a pain in the ass. And I wasn't caught, but I just... Now, see, that's what's weird. Usually when you're alerted like that, or if they're alerted like that, so that guy will come up. But usually when they're alerted like that, if you knock out the guy in time, then usually that goes away. Okay, so that's what happened. He was alerted. Now what's funny is that shotgun's there. I don't understand why it's there. I can't see jack. I don't really see anyone here. Now, I wasn't caught. He spotted something.
Nobody here.
And luckily I was able to knock him out. Now see, I didn't get caught. I had a guy suspicious that someone was there, but I didn't get caught.
He's a member of the MGS3. Major, this is...
So that pretty much concludes the little side... I wouldn't call it a side mission. It was an important mission in the storyline. But alright, I'll just say I completed the virtuous mission. Because that's the name of the mission, it was virtuous. Now, the only thing I hate about having to start a new game is I've got none of my good camo, so I have to like really go old school. Because when you beat the game and you collected some of the certain camos, you get to keep them for the next round. Plus the weapons. I don't even have my infinite ammo Patriot or my Magnum. Which the Magnum's not really that great. It's kind of a pain in the ass. You know what? I actually should have showed you this video because he gets the crap beat out of him. He's got a broken arm. You know, actually, it'll tell you. I'll still be able to show you what's broken and what's not.
Snake, can you hear me?
But there's one thing I want to show you guys. It's him like snapping his arm back into place. He's got cuts all over his body. Okay, let's do this. I think it's bandage, suture kit, whatever that's called, styptic. Styptic. Okay. Disinfectant. He's got a broken bone, which bandage, splint bandage. So yeah, he had another broken bone. Blah blah. Oh wait, why did I use splint? That was weird. I guess I got caught up in the moment. Yeah, he had 2 broken bones and a bunch of cuts over his body. But here's the part where he snaps his arm back into place. He looks, and like if you hear the sound, I don't know if you will, I'll be quiet, but it sounds painful. See? I don't know if you'll be able to hear that in the video, but damn, does that sound bad. Just pop. I'm going to go ahead and save here. And I think I'll stop the video here for now, because I want to go and get a soda or something. Probably snack a little bit. So I'll go ahead and save, and I'll be back in a little bit. See you guys.